In the Persian culture, we have a saying. It goes, whatever you put in your soup will come to your spoon. In 1981, when my parents escaped Iran during the Islamic Revolution, my mom, pregnant with me, on a camel for 3 days, they had no idea that they would bring this popular Persian proverb across the ocean and that it would have such a profound impact on my life. My name is Amy Jam, as Megan said. Like many of you, I work full time. I'm a real estate investor and developer, a small business owner, an author, and a business coach. By the age of 39, I had a multi-million dollar real estate portfolio, a booming startup business, and returns in seven figures. But my life was not like that all along. In fact, it was the complete opposite. Every time I felt I was reaching a point where I could finally stand still for just a minute, my expectations were, measurable. Life's flaming turds of steel would come charging my way and knock me off. My life was a never ending cycle of effort, flaming turd, storm, followed by effort with less energy this time. I studied a major in college that I absolutely hated. I couldn't wait for college to end, only studied it of the promise of having a lucrative future. By the grace of God, I got an amazing opportunity with the #1 aerospace engineering company in the world, only to have it taken away because I was sexually harassed by my manager. And I did what every woman is supposed to do, right? After going through HR training, report it. So after that, I took some time to marinate and figure out what was I doing wrong. I finally realized the problem. The problem was that my soup of life consisted of only one ingredient, the get a job ingredient, which quite frankly is often very salty, uh, flaky, and not reliable, not sustainable. So, what to do? What to do? What to do? I realized that I need to add some more ingredients, but I want my soup of life to matter. Ingredient number one, pick your person. Can everybody do me a favor and just close your eyes for 2 seconds? Imagine reaching financial freedom that, you know, DuckTales Uncle Scrooge diving into gold, financial freedom. Who is the person that comes to mind that you want to share it with? Now open your eyes. That's your person. That's your person, guys. For me, it was easy. It was my mom. She sacrificed her life for me, and it was a no brainer. Easy peasy. Why do I say pick your person as your first ingredient? Well, if we pick ourselves, I know that that's the mantra these days. Put yourself first, prioritize yourself first. But when we're doing something for ourselves, we have the tendency to rationalize not finishing something. But when we put somebody else that has sacrificed for us, that loves us at the forefront, we're not going to reach for that remote. We're going to reach for that laptop, right? So I figured out a way to hack this natural intent of taking care of other people and putting other people before me. Because in the end, why is it a hack? That credential, that asset, all that goes on your signature block. So learn how to embrace how we were naturally built as women, as business people, as men, and take control with your heart. Ingredient number two, diversification. So speaking to the younger generation, if you're going to get an education, don't just get an education to get a degree or a certificate. Get an education and understand all of the financial aspects of that field of study that you're interested in. I don't have kids yet, but if I ever do, if they want to go to school and day one have a ton of debt without having any job lined up, my requirement is that they have a business plan together for when they graduate. If you're not in school, if you're like the rest of us, what does diversification mean to you? Diversification for us means multiple streams of income, right? Well, Amy, I only know how to do one thing. How can I have multiple streams of income? I'll give you an example, a real life example. The lovely lady sitting over there holding that camera is my mom. My mom was in the beauty industry. She was a cosmetologist and she worked at a salon. She had a home salon and she also traveled to customers' homes that couldn't commute to a salon. So if the salon went out of business, she had a backup for her backup. That's how you set up your diversification infrastructure. You don't go and study a new field and add more debt in hope that maybe this new venture will bring you profit, success. No, I can guarantee you it will bring you stress. You have to look within, see what you're already great at, and figure out ways to diversify that. That's why I got into coaching, because I saw so many people reaching for so many different branches where they didn't need to. It was all within them. Ingredient number 3, giving back. I believe that when you do things with the intent to help other people, that activates prosperity in your life. What's prosperity? So let's say I make $1 in profit from our wonderful bakery that we have. If I do it with the intent that I want to better my customers' day, impact, whatever, or if I do it with the intent with sourcing my ingredients from small businesses rather than the big dogs that have billions and billions, or if I want to hire somebody that maybe isn't quite, up to par with what I'm looking for, but I'm willing to give them the time to train them, that's intent. That's prosperity. My $1 profit, I guarantee you, will lead me to a proper connection, a proper growth, and that $1 will maximize into millions of dollars. But adversely, if I was to do things with the intent to just better myself, well, I guarantee you, you can make $1 million. How many times have you guys heard, oh, this guy got rich overnight and he lost it in 3 months? Right? We've all heard it. Like, what an idiot. But it's true. Your intent, you have to be true to your intent. And we are all put on this earth collectively. We're not here one by one, right? We're all here collectively. So it's our duty to help one another. It's our purpose to help one another. If we don't, we're losing the whole meaning of life in general. So it's not about giving money. You could take time out of your day. If you hear somebody talking about a struggle they're in and you know something that's been working for you, share that. Share that wealth of knowledge. That's going to activate your prosperity. Watch. You'll get bonuses. It'll start raining in. It's not about what you believe or not believe. It's just about your intent as a human. So, with that said, I want to leave you with this Persian proverb that goes, whatever you put in your soup will come to your spoon. Thank you so much.
That was very special. Did you guys like that? I loved it. Yeah, you almost cried? I know. I was like, we got to make our soup. Megan, come up here. This is your line. Okay, so we're going to sit with Amy actually for a few minutes and you can ask her questions if you guys have any questions. If not, Megan and I have a plethora of things we want to know, but that was amazing. Should we sit on the couch together? I think that would be nice. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Anyone? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
you want to just bring his mic? Or maybe keep it going. Thank you.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. I wanted to ask, how do you manage, like, if you're an entrepreneur and, like, if there are times that it's not so glamorous, how do you keep going? Like, what's your secret?
That's such a great question because an entrepreneur's life, they button it up into this one word, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is accountant, it's buyer, it's builder, it's organizer, it's project manager, it's developer, it's everything. So acknowledge the fact that you wear not multiple hats, you are multiple people. Okay. And it's all about structure. So what I do with all the things is I bought a massive whiteboard and it is hanging in my office. And if I cannot get to it today, I write it on the board and it gets done. It's all about writing it down. Invest in that board. I'm telling you, it's a game changer.
Thank you.
Great. Great story. That was really inspired. So I want to ask you a question. So I hear about the beautiful mom, and then you talk about the real estate, but how did you get into bread? Because those are just like so fabulous, and so I'm trying to imagine you baking bread. So I just want to know, how did you pivot, or what inspired you to start that next business?
Thank you so much. Yes, you're right. That's a great question. I had a technology background and real estate and writing and so that gentleman over there, that would be my husband. And actually, his family's in the bread baking business. However, they are in the East Coast. We're actually from the East Coast originally. Yeah, we're from the DC area. And we always would, when we would hang out, because me and him, we bonded over business. Like that's our shtick. And we'd always talk about how we would do things different if like we had a bread baking business, and I would project management the heck out of it and all this. And so when we moved to California, and we saw the massive international population and how diverse it was, we were like, okay, I think it's time. And what we did when I talked about diversifying, so really quickly, what we did is, so his family had experience in wholesale distribution. They had a big factory, no storefront. I wanted to diversify that. I wanted to have that aspect, but I also wanted to have a community piece to it to activate the prosperity, right? In the morning, we have people coming lining up early, 7 a.m., to get fresh bread to have breakfast with their families, because they like the natural bread. They don't want to shop for 2 weeks at Ralph's and freeze it. And then, everybody goes each other direction and doesn't eat together. So we wanted to have that community factor prosperity. We wanted to have an extended reach. We do e-commerce via our website. We wanted to also distribute locally to grocers and restaurants. Many of you most likely have had our bread, but you don't know it because we distribute to a lot of popular restaurants in the Los Angeles area. I can't talk. I signed an NDA. But yeah, so basically that, the business aspect of bread is what got my, juices going. But it all stemmed organically through family. Thank you.
So you shared a lot about like diversification, which is amazing, and you seem very multifaceted, obviously. And as you know, a lot of entrepreneurs, we have so many passions. We could be multi-passionate. So what advice would you give for us entrepreneurs who have like maybe many talents, and how can we focus in on the one, like you said, right? Like instead of reaching for so many branches, what would your advice be for someone who has so many talents, and how can we focus in on that?
What do you enjoy the most?
That makes sense. Like,
Pick that one, you know? that's the one that's going to get you to your success, your ideal success. And your ideal success may not be making zillions of dollars. It may just be, seeing somebody and talking to them and it not feeling like work because you're talking about something you enjoy. Just narrow it down, write it down, write down everything that you want to do. And then pinpoint the ones that you really like and just make sure you're good at those. That's what you want. And if you're not, that's okay. You can go back, and really refine your skill set, but nurture that and that'll grow into what you want it to be.
I love that. Like move with intention.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have time for one more question. Anyone? Anyone in the audience burning to ask anything? Like no? Okay, well, I'm going to ask this one because this is Modern Day Wife and we like couples, right? We do couple panels sometimes. We have to bring it back. We actually, we were talking about this today, which is kind of cool about business because we're talking about business, how Megan and I during COVID is when we became business partners. If you guys didn't know this story, which is really fun. And we actually never met in person. We had worked together for 6 months working digitally, and then we finally met in person, and it was really fun. I came to her house in LA. But where I'm going with this story is during COVID, we really focused on our business, and that allowed us to get where we are today. But one of the cool things about that is we did different segments, and we used to have a couple segment. So we really like to hear a little bit about that aspect of life that we don't always consider, but there's a lot of couples who work together. So how do you keep the romance alive or creating your marriage when you also work with your spouse in business?
Yeah, such a good question.
It's like that question. Me. Wow. I like it. I was maybe the husband wants to come up here. I keep just referring to
No, I'm just kidding. I going back to what brought us together is really our love for business. And we just have so many ideas all the time, and that's our number one topic daily. So I think finding a partner that you have, that foundational piece that you love in common with is critical. Sometimes I think when we're out to dinner, I'm like, if we didn't have this bakery, what would we talk about? No offense, honey, but really, I mean, it activates your growth, as a person. Business, I feel like it does. And then also as a couple, when you see each other trying so hard, even if you fail and you see we're doing it for each other, it means a lot. And that is priceless to us. So even on the worst day, we have that foundation and understanding that we are our team. And so
I love that. Keep it a team effort. And I think it's true. We even heard, we've had it a lot at our events too. It's what Megan and I are doing with these events. It's a lot of work to put it on, but one of the greatest gifts you can give, I think, to someone is to help them achieve their goals. So I like that.
What you guys are doing amazingly, by the way. I mean, my first event, Modern Day Women event, was at Meet Me at the London, and I was floored. Yeah, I was floored, and I just was overtaken by your support of women. And I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting here. Honestly, you guys are so amazing because I see a shift going on of this being a chain reaction, and women are supporting women at great lengths, and it's making huge impacts. So I really, I applaud you guys because I don't think, we had enough, and you guys definitely filled that void. So thank you.
Well, thank you. This has been so nice. I loved everything that you said, and I like the tie-in and all elements of what we believe in, from family to business to marriage to relationship to success to health to wellness. There's a lot we got going on. Yeah, go on.
So
Tell me.
So when I had COVID several times, do you know what was the only food I was able to eat?
Right.
Sangak.
Oh,
Who knows what sangak is?
yes.
Very few. Who here?
Yes.
Do any of you live near Westwood? So have any of you been to Pink Orchid? or any of the Persian restaurants, Flame and so on. So sanga, do you make sanga?
We do, yes.
Why don't you tell them? I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, sure.
I always have in my house, it's like a crispy bread with sesame
you're good.
seeds and poppy seeds and so on.
Yeah.
And I would always warm that up. That's the only thing I could eat when I was sick. And it's a comfort food, right? So I love everything that you make.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sangak is a Persian flatbread. It's made over stones that are heated. So sang in Farsi means stone. And so they say sangak, it's from the stone. And so, yeah, in Iran, actually, I mean, it's very common to find little stones still in your bread, but we are very careful. But yeah, it's a super popular bread.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I want to leave with one last thing. I got to visit your location, but where can people come shop in person with you and where can they find you online?
Yeah, absolutely. All of you, I welcome you to stop by our local bakery in Reseda, California. We're on the corner of Van Owen and Reseda Boulevard. And we actually, our website, I mentioned earlier, we ship nationwide. So you can order via our website and we'll ship it to you. We also are available for deliveries with DoorDash and Grubhub.
And also, you don't have to go anywhere today. You can walk 20 feet to the ballroom. And I don't know if she has any left because it's a very popular booth, but you can also go there. And if any of you got the swag bag ticket, there is a little
Pastry,
dessert
yeah.
in there that we were refraining from eating while we were stuffing, rest assured. So, well, thank you so much. This was amazing. I think everyone was pretty blown away by this, right? Let's give Amy a hand.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Let's give her one more hand. Oh, yeah. What photo?
Pump the jam, pump it up while your feet are thumping. And the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd are jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that.
So much. Thank you.